All right, good morning. Oh man, what a crappy day to start. Crappy way to start your day. Some days you just don't feel it, you know. I started this whole little morning talk thing because when I leave, everybody's sleeping, and it's not really, people don't bullshit at work. So I get the bullshit at the camcorder. So you are my therapist every morning. I get to get shit out that I'm thinking all day. One thing, what I was thinking this morning, I don't know why, it just popped in my head. It was like there's a whole thing now. If you don't want to date a trans woman, you're transphobic or whatever, because you don't want to fuck a guy, so it means you're not gay. I don't understand the way it works, but what would happen if like some gay guy refused to date some trans man? Trans man is a girl, want to be a guy, right? I mean, now being gay is supposed to be something you're born with, but being trans is something you absolutely weren't born with. You are a member of the opposite sex because your mind was born the opposite. So who's in the right? I mean, do you get mad at the gay guy because he's transphobic? Or, I mean, is it the trans man's fault for trying to push that onto the gay guy? Does that mean the trans guy is gay phobic or something? I don't know. It's a tricky one. Let's break it down. When you're gay, you're gay since day one, which I don't think that's true. But again, I don't think I'm gay. But I usually started, I think, I don't know, finding girls attractive 9 or 10. I mean, I remember being a little kid, being infatuated with little nudie magazines. I'm sure we don't have magazines now, but I remember one of my stepdads, he had like crates of them. And I found them the one day. And I was mesmerized. And I don't know what to do. I was infatuated. I just looked through them, flipped through them, and looked through them, and flipped through them. And I immediately knew I liked that. But that was almost at like 10, I think. Maybe 11, maybe a little older. But that's when I realized my sexuality. I didn't realize it at 3. I mean, at 3 or 4, I think I was just like digging holes. Or like coloring shapes. Learning to read. My sexuality had nothing to do with me as a baby. As a child. As a toddler. That's what gets me about this whole transing your kids when they're super young. I mean, when I was younger, say if you're a girl and you enjoy playing sports with the boys, you enjoy climbing trees like they do, you enjoy digging, you enjoy just roughhousing. It used to be that's a tomboy, which was a name for a girl that basically was a little masculine, had a little masculine traits. But what scares me now is girls that are like that are going to be like transitioned. And listen, if somebody is direly trans and they need to be the other fucking sex to feel like they can't live or whatever. But the part that's killing me about all of this, because I'm a father, and I do know the strongest love anybody can have is not for yourself, it's for your kids. Any parent knows that is the strongest love ever made by anything. The strongest. Can cure any ailment, can make someone grow up in a matter of months. But what you're doing by transing these kids is you are literally destroying their chance of ever feeling that deepest love known. Because when you chemically trans them when they're kids. I'm fairly positive they're being castrated, male or female, meaning they can never have children on the male or female side. Never. I just don't get the supposed love you're showing them by never letting them experience the deepest love ever created. Because your little girl likes to climb a tree. Really? Because your little boy is infatuated with a doll baby that you got your daughter. Come on. Because your little 4-year-old comes walking out when you pair your mom's heels because he thinks it's funny. So you turn him into a girl and you destroy his chance of ever being a father, even if he grows up to be a gay guy. Fine. But he at least can be a fucking father. He at least can make somebody pregnant. Or a girl. At minimum, you grow up to be a gay woman. But when you trans them as children, you destroy her chance of ever being a mother. Like full-fledged, I mean, of course you can adopt. But adopting is not the same as something growing in you, as something that you made with somebody. Somebody that you see yourself in. When you look in their eyes and you mold that young adult, a young child, into a full-fledged member of society. And they came from you. It's a piece of you out there, representing you in the world, for good or for worse. But you're destroying these children's chances of ever doing that. That's not love. It's abuse. I mean, it's almost like those old fairy tales, okay? These young girls are told as little girls, they'll grow up and meet their Prince Charming or whatever, live happily ever after. You are destroying that notion of ever happening. Ever. Of ever living happily ever after. And you have to know that there's something wrong mentally, because half of them, pre or post transition, they're killing themselves. Why would you put your kid into a bracket that has a 50-50 shot of making it through adulthood? You are a not good parent if you do that. If I were you, I would try the damnedest as you could to show them how great they are as they are. Show them the perks of being a little boy. As a father, you can goof off and, hey, how do you write your name in the snow? Just little stupid little silly things. Show them the perks of being a woman. You grow up faster. You become mature faster. What is so wrong about telling kids they're fine the way they are? Instead, you mutilate them, and then you try and say you're fine the way you are now? I mean, you're basically telling these kids, nope, there is something wrong with you. Let's transform all of your body parts. Let you go through surgery. Let you go through hell and surgical procedures. And then you'll be happy. It's not love. It's abuse. And it's sad. We're basically killing a whole generation being able to ever be happy. Like ever. And we're guising it with saying it's love. So you destroy your kid of ever being a happy family as an adult, and you're calling that love. Love. God, I hope you never love me like that. Wow. That talk went in a weird direction. You wake up crappy and cranky, and this is what happens. Hey. Well, top of the day. Call a sibling. Call a parent. Call a kid. Tell them you love them. Have fun.